Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Markets to Watch from Smack the Markets for week commencing the 24th of August. So we're still in summer market conditions, still relatively light news events throughout the course of the summer period, but this week we do have the Jackson Hole Symposium on the Thursday and the Friday, so be aware of that. I think this week or this time round this year it could be quite an important event for the markets. Not only is it an election year, we've also got the pandemic and also some heightened tensions with China between the US as well. So there could be some important information coming out that markets could take direction from. So let's take a look at a few markets here that we're keeping an eye on and some of the opportunities that we're looking at the start of this week. Now at the moment the markets here, particularly index markets, are having quite an uptick at the moment in early trade. This is on the back of developments on virus vaccines in the US, and the Dow here is again it's up this morning in early trade. It's following suit with the Nasdaq and the S&Ps. Now the Nasdaq and the S&Ps are obviously hitting all-time highs at the moment. They're in this all-time high territory, and the Dow is playing catch up at the moment. So we've still got some 1,000+ pips to the upside here before the Dow makes or reaches its all-time highs. At the moment here, starting the week looking sort of fairly bullish around that sort of 28,000 area. If we come down to the daily, we can see here that the market has tested this sort of 28,000 region. It's sort of found resistance there. It's pulled back to 27,400 and now moved up to take out the high. So we're in this trading window now from 28 up to around sort of 28,600, and then from 28,600 up to around that 29,000 price point. So we've got some fairly decent sized trading windows to the long side on the Dow, and as long as the news flow can stay positive, I think these markets could be looking good for long opportunities, as certainly as long as this 28,000 which has been resistance is now acting as support. If we come and take a look at gold here, now gold and silver don't often correlate with higher index prices, but gold has come off quite considerably over the past couple of weeks. If we take a look at this on the daily time frame, we can see that the market has had quite a retracement back in here, and now it's put in a higher low, or starting to form a higher low. From a technical perspective on the daily, it doesn't look particularly wonderful because we've got a lower high forming, but I think overall the calculations here for gold higher prices outweighs any sort of technical sort of structure here. The difficulty with these metals is they're quite big contracts, and it's all about timing to get sort of positioned. I'm liking where the market is at the moment. It's clearly sort of finding support around this 1950 area. So if we can find support here, start to see some development to the long side, certainly be interested in nibbling into this and getting some tentative positions. If we come down to the sort of 4-hour time frame, you can see the sort of price action here. We've got a bit of a range that the market's sort of forming in. It eventually reached the 1920 area, which was the area that I was expecting it to find or to move to and find a bit of support. So it's kind of touched that, but found very hot potatoes down there as the market has now bounced up to the long side. So I think if we start to get a break above these above this sort of consolidation area that you see here on the 4-hour time frame, getting above here starts to open up opportunities here to the long side and tentative positioning on gold. So again, liking gold to the long side, also silver to the long side in early trade this week as well. From a currency perspective, there's a few markets here starting to look sort of quite interesting, particularly with the considering the moves in the US dollar. If we have a look at CAD yen, take a look at this on the weekly time frame, we can see that the market is just underneath a new decision point, or a decision point here, looking for a new trading window up towards that 82,000 sort of level. So at this moment in time, again, if we can get a break above into this trading window, we've got not a lot in the way for a move up here towards 82, and I'm quite liking the look of that to the long side. If we come down to the daily, you can see that the trend is generally to the long side here. The market's already pulled back into this 80 level and it's finding key support here. So again, breaking through into this trading window that we just looked at on the weekly chart does open it up sort of quite nicely up there towards that 82 price point. So again, these structures make sense even if you come down to the mid time frames. So again, looking sort of quite nice. And there's a couple of ways you could sort of play this. You could swing play this with stops underneath the lows. You could be looking at one of the things we're looking for here is sort of pullbacks and looking at buying opportunities in the pullbacks, possibly into these sort of levels up here around sort of 80 to 80 and a half area. So there's a few markets there that we're keeping a close eye on at the beginning of this week, going into the last weeks of the summer. I certainly hope it helps, and look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.